Today, we're doing a deep dive into the ultimate technical blueprint for basketball mastery. We got our hands on some incredible source material from a high-level coach.
hmm And this coach doesn't focus on big team plays, but on the microscopic biomechanics of individual skills.
Exactly. This isn't your average how-to-score guide. We're talking about the minute mechanics, the really tiny details.
Yeah, the precise footwork, the body posture, where your center of gravity needs to be, all the things that, you know, turn a decent player into a genuine threat on the court.
Our mission today is to synthesize all these high-level techniques, these fundamental attacking principles, and give you, the listener, a really concise, detailed blueprint. We want to understand why some players just seem to glide past defenders.
Even when the defender knows what's coming.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
So let's start at the foundation. The philosophy for any successful drive to the basket. It seems to boil down to two things: attack with purpose and attack with efficiency.
That's it. And the most critical principle, the one the coach really hammers home, is actually a bit counterintuitive.
Which is?
You have to attack in a totally straight line, a linear path to the basket.
Not a curve.
Never a curve. If you attack on a curve, you're actually doing the defender's job for them. They just have to open their stance a little bit, slide laterally, and what happens?
Help defense. The help has all the time in the world to get there and cut you off.
All the time in the world. But a straight line attack, that creates what the sources call an autopista highway directly to the rim. It minimizes recovery time.
Okay, so that's the geometry of it, but there's a huge psychological component here too, right? The coach talks a lot about aggressiveness.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The attack has to be done with high intensity and zero doubt. He calls it having no handbrake.
No handbrake. I like that. So any hesitation just kills the play.
It's the death of the drive. A soft first dribble, a slow start, it lets the primary defender recover instantly. And worse, the help defense gets into perfect position. You have to just go.
And that intensity, that requires a ton of control, which brings us to body position. You can't be aggressive if you're standing straight up.
No way. The center of gravity has to be low, super low. If you try to penetrate with a high center of gravity, you're not aggressive. You're vulnerable to any kind of contact.
You'll just get bumped off your line.
Instantly. The sources recommend that your chest should be almost parallel to the floor.
Parallel to the floor. Wow. That's an extreme level of flexion.
It is. But think about it. You become this low, aerodynamic, protected object. It's so much harder for a defender to legally bump you or stop you.
So you're low, you're fast. Now, what about the ball itself? How do you protect it from those quick defensive hands?
From start to finish, you have to shield it. You use your body, obviously, but specifically your non-dribbling forearm.
Okay.
The coach likens it to breaking down a door. You use that forearm to create space. And then when you gather the ball for a shot, you have to tuck it in, tight, at chest height.
So no bringing it out wide where it can get tipped away.
Never. That's just parading the ball for the defense.
Yeah.
You keep it tucked, protected.
You know, this is where the detail gets really fascinating for me. It's not just how you attack, but where you aim the drive.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a brilliant coaching point. You attack the defender's advanced foot.
The front foot.
The front foot. If their stance is staggered and you attack that front foot, you force them to open up their hips. They have to.
And when they open their hip.
That's the highway. You force them into a bad posture,
Oh.
and you've created that straight line right to the hoop.
So we've got the mindset, straight, aggressive, low. But to handle that speed and make decisions, you need a specific tool. This brings us to what the sources call the best-kept secret of elite players.
The pocket dribble.
The pocket dribble. Tell us what that is.
It's basically a small, totally legal pause in your dribble. You place your hand slightly behind the ball, right at your hip or pocket level.
Hence the name.
Exactly. Your fingertips point outward. And because your hand is on top or just behind the ball's equator, it's not a carry. It's perfectly legal.
What does that tiny milliseconds-long pause actually buy you?
Time. It buys you decision-making time. It's this tiny moment of suspension where you can read the defense, set your feet, and decide what's next.
A change of hands, change of direction.
Right, or a shot. It's the key to executing those really complex moves without turning the ball over. It gives you so much more control.
And the sources break down some pretty intense drills to master this. How do they teach it?
It starts simple. You just dribble a few times, then pause by moving your hand into that pocket position. Then you resume the dribble. But then it gets harder.
Of course.
They add the pocket plus cone drill. During that little pause, that block it moment, You have to reach down with your non-dribbling hand and touch a cone that's on the floor between your legs.
Wow. Okay, so that forces you into that super low chest parallel to the floor position we were just talking about.
It forces perfect technique under pressure. And then they use the pocket to set up more advanced moves, like something called the white pocket.
The white pocket.
Yeah, it's an extra wide pocket that's specifically used to transition into a between-the-legs move. It includes a little hop,
The hop.
a small hop, yeah. It lets you advance your opposite foot forward really quickly so you can change direction from forward to lateral almost instantly.
And what about for a behind the back move? That's always tricky. You can hit your own feet.
Well, the pocket helps set that up too. For a behind the back, you have to shift your weight and physically push your butt backward.
Okay.
That little rotation creates a clean path for the ball to go behind your knee and under your butt. The pocket gives you the control to initiate that body shift smoothly.
That level of detail is just incredible. Let's touch on two other quick moves for speed players that build on these ideas.
For sure. First is the in and out plus crossover. It's pure misdirection. You fake one way with your non-dribbling foot, shift your body weight out.
Sell the fake.
You have to sell it. And then you execute a really low crossover under the knees and explode in the opposite direction.
And the second one, the cross drag. This sounds like it's for creating space for a shot.
It is. You're attacking at top speed, and then you use your lead foot to brake, almost like a skier stopping.
Hard plant.
A very hard plant.
Yeah.
And as you plant, you execute the crossover, but, and this is the key, you're gaining space backward as you do it. That little bit of backward movement is all the separation you need to get a clean shot off.
All right, let's shift focus to some role-specific attacks, starting with the modern forward. The sources call them the alero.
Yeah, and this is such a versatile position now. Corner shooting, cutting, defending different spots. They're not always the main ball handler, so their attacks have to be quick.
Very few dribbles.
And the #1 skill for them.
Without a doubt, the corner three. The coach says the ability to consistently hit that shot is vital because it opens the court.
It pulls a defender out of the paint.
Exactly. It creates all that space in the middle for everyone else to operate.
Okay, so when they do get the ball on the perimeter, they need moves that are instant. The sources lay out 4 catch and attack moves. Let's start with the split catch. Right, so you catch the ball, and at the same time, you execute a sweep motion with a dropped foot. It builds energy. Then you take a long first step and penetrate vertically. The key is that your foot and the ball have to hit the floor at the exact same time.
No wasted motion.
0. Next is the inside and release. This is often used coming off a screen.
Okay.
As you catch it, you use your inside hand, the one closest to the basket, to just launch the ball forward and attack the space. You're using the momentum from your cut. You're not stopping to start a new dribble.
I see. Then there's the classic jab through.
A pure feint. You catch, you jab hard with one foot, really sell the pump fake. The second the defender bites on it, you cross over and explode the other way.
You use their momentum against them.
Every time.
Yeah.
And finally, there's the drop pivot or load step.
But this one sounds powerful.
It's for instant aggression. Instead of catching and squaring up, you catch and immediately drop your back foot back a little. That's the load step. And you just push off from that loaded position. It's a super compact, powerful first step.
Let's move down to the low post. The coach makes a really interesting point here, that all players need these moves now, not just the bigs.
For sure. To exploit mismatches. And the setup is everything. Your feet should be roughly parallel to the baseline when you post up, not perpendicular.
Why is that?
It just gives you a much better angle to receive the pass and more space to work with.
Got it. Okay, let's go through the moves. The sources have this really complex floater sequence.
Yeah, this is a masterclass in fakes. You post up, take one dribble, do a pivot step into a jump stop. That's just the setup.
Okay.
Then you fake a shot toward the middle. Then you fake a reverse pivot toward the baseline. And only after those 2 fakes do you finish with a floater with your outside hand.
That's 3 different deceptions in one move. The defender has no idea what's coming.
They're completely lost.
Yeah.
But, okay, what if they're a great defender and they cut off that middle drive?
Then you have a counter.
You use the step out. You just take a wide, deliberate step away from them, which creates instant space for a quick jumper. You punish them for overplaying the drive.
And if they overplay the middle but leave the baseline open.
That's your cue for the drop step reverse layup. You pivot on your lead foot, attack the baseline hard, throw your weight into a strong drop step to get leverage.
And finish with the reverse.
Right. And you have to turn your body so your chest faces the hoop. You use your back as a shield against any help defenders.
Okay, what about when you're up against a much bigger defender? You need to create space to even get a shot off.
That's the fadeaway. It's purely for creating space. You take a dribble, pivot away, and then jump backward onto one foot with the other leg a little forward for balance. It creates an angle they just can't contest.
And the ultimate mind game, the fadeaway counter.
Oh, this is brilliant. You
Yeah.
start the exact same motion for the fadeaway.
Yeah.
The defender sees it and starts to lean in to challenge the shot.
They anticipate the jump back.
Exactly. But you don't jump back. You use the shot fade to attack forward, right into the space they just vacated. Then you use a two-footed jump stop to stay legal and hit a little short jumper.
You use their own anticipation against them. Beautiful. It's a chess match.
So the final piece of this offensive puzzle is generating power for distance shooting. The coach really stresses using your legs and mechanics, not just arm strength.
Yeah, it's all about coordination and saving energy for late in the game. The first drill is called fall and touch.
Okay, how did that work?
You start at the three-point line, you do a controlled fall, touch the ball to the floor, but you have to keep your chest high, not bend at the waist, and then you immediately explode up and shoot.
So you're using all that upward momentum from your legs.
You're transferring that energy directly into the shot. The second drill is the no-jump shot.
That sounds simple.
It is, but it's tough. You just flex your knees and shoot without your feet leaving the floor. It completely isolates your force generation. It forces you to perfectly time the extension of your legs and your arms. If your timing's off, the shot is short.
I see. It removes one variable. Okay, drill number 3 is the step forward shot. Right. You give yourself a little auto pass, toss the ball a bit in front of you, and you attack it with a step forward. That forward momentum gets added directly into your shot, giving you more distance with less arm effort.
And the opposite of that, I assume, is the step back jump shot.
Exactly. You start just inside the arc, jump backward to create space, and then you have to coordinate that landing, that flexion, and immediately go up into your shot. You're converting backward momentum into upward force.
It's a complex energy transfer.
Very. And the last one, for shooting off the dribble from deep, is the dribble and load step.
This one is about rhythm.
All about rhythm. You dribble into a 1-1-2 rhythm, dribble, step, step, gather, and on that final gather step, you drop your opposite foot back slightly. That's the load step. It's the trigger for a really powerful upward motion, perfect for shooting off the bounce from deep.
That was an incredibly exhaustive breakdown. We went from the basic idea of just attacking in a straight line all the way to these elite specialized moves like the pocket dribble and the fadeaway counter.
I think the core theme, the truth from all this material, is that every single action from that first step to the final release of the ball has to be aggressive, it has to be protected, and it has to be efficient.
Aggression plus technique.
That's what the coach says makes a player very useful in an offense.
And it's so important to remember, even with all this focus on individual skill, the coach stressed that it's all in the context of team play.
Absolutely. When you penetrate that aggressively and you draw that help defense, because you're just too good to guard one-on-one,
Right.
you have to make the read. Do I finish or do I kick it out to the corner in the 45? Making that right decision is the final layer of all of this.
So here's where it gets really interesting, and here's a final thought for you to chew on. If every single player on the floor masters these kinds of position-agnostic moves, if everyone can operate in the post and everyone can shoot from distance off the bounce, what happens to the very idea of team defense? When there's no safe place to hide your weakest defender anymore, what kind of fundamental shift in defensive philosophy has to happen to stop 5 versatile, dangerous offensive weapons? Go explore that idea.